Hey guys, welcome to the 97 Boys podcast. We've got me, Taku, and Harvey Smith over here.
Yo.
And today's episode is all about the last 10 years.
Madness.
So we're going to have a little walk down memory lane, talk about the highlights, the good, the bad, the ugly. And let's see where it goes and what's going to happen.
Yeah, I feel like we need to have a big bottle of like vodka with us doing this because there's some stuff has happened. But yeah, it's been weird. I feel like this is the first podcast again. It's been an extended amount of time since we've done the last one. Both been very busy and a lot going on, so it's just life has taken over, unfortunately. But yeah, here we are recording again. So we were just talking before this, saying how 10 years ago today was when we went to America on a school trip. So we went skiing, and it was the first time any of us had really been skiing. Well, it definitely was for me and you. I think. Oh
yeah, 100. I was terrible.
I remember I was so desperate to like not fit in, but like to just be good, right? Because obviously I'd known Jake Rawdon since I'd been in nursery with him, and I knew he'd been skiing before, and I knew he was good, so I knew he would be in a top group. And I knew a few other people in our year had been skiing, so I was thinking, I don't want to be that person that can't ski. I want to be top group.
Yeah.
And I remember all I'd done.
Somebody had to take that role.
All I'd done was a few intense lessons at Milton Keynes Snow Zone. And when I got there, I filled out the paperwork saying, yep, advanced skier.
Really?
The first time I'd ever been on I'd been on a mountain, and I was like, they were like, black double diamond. I was like, oh shit, what is this? Looking down at the mountain, pure drop, and it was just fog, and I'm like, and I just remember when, one of the first thing they teach you is snow plow, isn't it? So
yeah.
I just snow plowed over the edge, and then once you can snow plow, you can parallel. Obviously, once you can parallel ski, but I was like snow plowing towards like the drop, and then I just thought, if I do, because they teach you to do like big S's, don't they, back and forth, and if you want to go faster, do a shorter S, and if you want to go really fast,
go down straight parallel.
So I was thinking, there's no way I'm going straight, because I will fucking die. There's no way I'm doing short ones, because I just can't. So I literally went from one side of the mountain, well, the run, one side of the run to the other, which must have been about like 40 meters wide. It wasn't long enough, because I was still going like 40 miles an hour, and there were moguls and everything. It was horrendous. And then I think after day one I got dropped into the middle group, because I could ski. It wasn't that I couldn't ski, because I did do some intense training, but I just wasn't good enough to be in the advanced group where I wanted to be with all my friends. But then saying that, the split was like some people in advanced, then all you lot that were in beginner, like you, I think Ross was in it, wasn't he?
Wardley.
And I'd like already skied, and I was like, no, I don't know what to do now. And then they put me in the middle with literally like Billy No Mates.
See, when I went skiing, it was a little bit of a different experience. No, I didn't get the memo on the lessons at Killington. So I was in like the shit group, effectively. And what I found out is I can't ski for shit. Like at all. Like there's the worst group, and there's like a certain level of progression you expect people to have. I did not progress as fast as the other kids. So literally, I did it all on that ski. Anything that you could do wrong, I did it. So down a blue slope, which I think is different in Europe. So I think it goes green, blue, red, black in Europe, but in America they switched the red and the blue. Yeah. So like you said, you have to do the S's and just get that motion and get into that jive.
Yeah.
I had no such jive. So I straight paralleled.
That is the worst thing you can do. And you go so fast, and it is the
Oh
scariest thing.
no. Literally. Do you know like when you feel the wind going past your like
You're
ears and you're
crying.
just like,
Literally,
I'm
tears are
actually
coming
gonna
out your
die.
eyes.
But it's freezing on your face. I
Yeah.
felt like I was actually going to die. So like my natural reaction is to like jam the stick in there and like hopefully my arm strength would carry me through. That did fuck all. And I
Oh.
remember I just had to flop. But the way I flopped, right? I came on this shoulder, I remember because it hurt. I hit the shoulder, rolled, my ski shot off my leg and javeled into the ground. So,
Yeah.
that was
Honestly,
literally,
wipeouts in skiing, like some crashes,
oh,
they look about a million times worse than what they actually feel like as well. But oh my god,
no,
it's
but
amazing.
that was no, but people like, Taki, are you okay? Like, have you survived this? I'm like dazed and shit. I'm like, yeah, let's carry on going, guys.
But let's just like rewind like 12 months, because what, we're in like year 8 at this point. 12 months ago, you fell out a tree and broke your leg. Everyone, you're a liability, mate. Everyone is worried about you.
No,
Everyone's like,
let
shit,
me put a
Taku's
bit.
fallen over. Is he okay?
I'll put it in a bit of context. So it was year 8. There was a tree in the back of the playground, weren't there?
Yeah.
And there were stumps all around it. And boys played football, girls swung on trees. It was the natural order of things. Why I thought I could fuck with it, I do not know. So a couple of people started jumping off it, and me being athletic, thinking, is that it? I could swing that. Jumped off the littlest slump, grabbed the smallest branch, and landed with my arm and leg facing the other way. They didn't break. Well, no, they did break, didn't they?
Yeah, they did break.
They broke the other way.
But you didn't even,
Got
you
it
just
up,
walked
clicked
it
it back
off.
together. I thought, what was that? That we broke up a little bit.
I said you just tried to walk it off, didn't you? You just, it wasn't like
Yeah,
even,
I
it
played
was like, you'll
football.
be fine.
I was laughing. Everyone's like, Taki, don't be a pussy. You got this. I'm like, nah, it didn't even hurt. And then like, I think it was a French room. And then I'm thinking, my joints, they're a bit fucked. They're just a little bit fucked. And then at the end of the lesson, I couldn't move. And I remember I went to the doctors and they were like, yeah, you got a shatter in your forearm and your shin. And I had to have a plaster cast. And it was one side of me like completely decommissioned.
Yeah, that was
like completely gone. Oh, the things you do when you're young.
Mate,
And they say
amazing.
you bounce back. You don't just bounce back.
But that puts it into context of why whenever Taku falls over, everyone shits themselves in case he may be dead.
Oh, most accident prone. I even fell down a manhole. The only one to fall down a manhole in the middle of a field. I'd even do that.
Just happens, mate. It happens.
Do you know what was one of the best times at school though?
What?
FS class.
Oh, we just got up to so much.
With Mrs. Murphy.
Right. So
she was such a sweet old lady though.
Such a nice lady, but a teacher that didn't have a massive amount of discipline in the classroom. Or actually, she did. To be fair, when she lost a shit, it was a bit scary, but it was very rare.
Yeah.
So as a bunch of lads, we would push that to the limit and see what we could get away with, to be honest, because we took advantage of her kind nature. And I just remember some, horrendous things going on, and we would just, absolutely take the piss. And there was one time someone, I don't know who, I can't remember, it might have been me. I think it was me. I just had my trousers down to my ankles, see how long I could get away with it.
Yeah. You moved to our class, didn't you? You moved into our FS class.
Yeah.
Because it was me, you, Ross and Jake, weren't it?
Yeah. And I think
on a table.
I genuinely think she looked at me dead in the eye. She saw my trousers down, and then she just carried on teaching. She just didn't. I don't know if it was she didn't.
No,
realize,
why would you acknowledge it?
Or she just thought it was funny. I don't know, but we got up to a lot, didn't we? We definitely
threw knives at one point.
I broke the table, reenacting something I shouldn't have been reenacting. Something dodgy. I won't go into too detail, because But yeah,
Please don't. I think kids listen to this.
I broke a table and the whole table collapsed. It was one of those tables. It was like an old table where it was metal frame underneath. It was like 4 legs sticking up halfway, and then like the tabletop, and then there was like 4 legs sticking down, so the top slotted into the bottom, and it just fell apart, and the whole table collapsed. And she just carried on teaching, like she didn't
She didn't
stop or
care. No,
anything.
she did care, but she didn't have the chutzpah to tell us off.
Yeah,
Which
she
I
just didn't.
respected.
Yeah, I respected that too. So we carried on being
No,
dickheads.
because here we are, 10 years later, we're still talking about it.
I
It
know.
was a good time, and it's meant to be fun sometimes.
Yeah,
You see what I mean? So we're meant to have like a bit of a giggle. But like, what would you say was the most embarrassing thing that happened to you at school?
It's not primary school, not secondary school. Maybe in primary school, pissing myself.
Oh,
And do you know what makes it worse? I think I was in like year 3 or 4, but I remember it. It's the only time I've pissed myself sober. And and I remember really needing to go to the toilet, and it was like a break time. I got to the toilet. I think it was like autumn-ish time, so it wasn't like really cold, but it was cold-ish. Had my t-shirt tucked in, and I got into the cubicle, shut the cubicle door, turned around, went to unbutton my trousers, and I just couldn't do them, and I just pissed myself in the cubicle in front of the toilet. Do you know that's literally like the worst thing that can happen to you. Like you feel like you're safe, and then it still happened. Like and then for the rest of the day,
it's because you could see the toilet. I don't know what it is, but it pushes it out for you.
Do you know what made it worse? For the rest of the day, the only spare trousers the school had, girls' trousers.
Rah.
I had to wear
You must
girls'
have got a
trousers.
healthy riffing. Must have. Kids are cruel.
To be fair, at that age, I don't think people really. I hated my life that day. Like it was horrendous. By the next day, no one gave a shit. But I thought it was the end of the world, obviously. And I come home and I cried. Nothing wrong with that. Real men cry. But
real 8-year-olds.
Oh yeah, it was horrendous. Like it was the worst thing. I don't know why the school didn't just ring my parents to bring me another pair of trousers, because that would have made
but that'd be work.
My
They
mental
don't get paid
state.
for that. They get paid to teach.
My mental state would have been a lot better. I was in distress all day wearing these bloody girls' trousers that I'm pretty sure had some like floral design on as well. It was horrendous, mate. It just
Oh dear.
Yeah. So I don't know, mate. I can't really think secondary school. I don't know if anything massively embarrassing happened.
Really? I tell you what happened for me.
Yeah.
Luckily, no one clocked. So I was gassed. I was gassed. But basically, remember the walk from the main school to the sports hall?
Yeah.
Yeah. And at that age, I don't know why, maybe because it's just massive, and I bet you can see where it's going now. But my trousers was always unzipped. Right? And there was a time when this was like before tight boxes were a thing, or it was a thing for our age. But I had loose boxes, and do you know one of those that the buttons they're on, but they can just as easily fall off during the day. But your trousers should be zipped, so it should never be an issue. Right? I don't know what it was. Maybe the stars aligned or what. I don't know. But one day. It all came flying out, and I didn't notice.
How old was you? What year was this in?
No, it must have been year 9 or 10.
Oh, that's bad.
Must have. But that's nobody clocked. Oh, if anyone did clock, nobody clocked. To this day, nobody's told me.
Because people care about that shit then, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's a year where you're how to say this, active. You start to become active. Year 7, 8, 9,
you're
no
dabbling.
one giving a shit. Year 10, people have been like, okay.
You're dipping a toe, both figurative and literally.
Yeah.
And I remember I made it to the sports hall, and there was a teacher, can't remember exactly who it was, and they came up to me and they're like, Taki, you need to do your trousers up, your zip up. and I looked down and my humdinger was just like swaying in the breeze. And I tucked that shit in so quickly.
Oh,
And in
mate.
like one motion like this, and it was back in. Nobody knew, didn't say shit to no one. And I just kept laughing to myself in the day, like, if anyone saw that, and they
That is
must have
bad.
talked about it in like the teacher hall, surely. That's something funny to say, isn't
Yeah.
it?
To be fair, actually, now you kind of said something like that. I think for me, maybe at school, I definitely got kegged a few times, but like full on trousers and boxers have come down, and that is fucking horrible. Trousers coming down, fine, can deal with the boxers being on show. But you know that horrible feeling when someone's got you good and you can just feel the
Yeah.
fucking fresh time slows down, you feel the air just goes to one place.
And it goes straight past.
Straight under your balls, almost. Just like brushes it. You're like, oh fuck. And
kegging was a thing, wasn't it?
Horrendous. I don't know if it's just our school. It's pretty gay.
No. It was
It's like everyone wanted to see each
everywhere.
other. Everyone wanted to see each
I remember
other
seeing
naked.
videos of it.
It was literally
just
like,
curious, like, oh my god, how do I ask him? Like, sure.
Oh, there it is. It's like, whoa,
nope,
dude,
definitely not
it's
gay.
like, honestly,
oh dear.
it was a thing. It was definitely interesting. Do you know what? Like, going back to the ski trip, because of a lot of embarrassing things happened there. I mean, for me, definitely saying I could ski when I definitely couldn't was embarrassing.
In advance.
In
advance.
But also, I think this was the Austria ski trip. So fast forward a couple of years. But it was a really, really icy day, and the run was so bad where, you know, like you would get a bit of snow, then all of a sudden you'd hit a bit of ice, and it made it really difficult.
Ice is the worst thing.
We was going down. There's like 12 of us in my group, I think. We were going down, and I was about near the back, like 8th or 9th, because I like to stay at the back because I could have held off, and then when I could see where we're meant to be going, I just fucking bombed it. But I was going a bit fast and I hit a bit of ice and it put me straight on my ass, but I'm going really fast. So my legs were like straddled and my ass is just on the floor. So I'm still skiing. My skis are still parallel. My legs are just wide, my ass on the floor, and I'm just going straight. Like I couldn't really stop as I tried to turn and just roll to take the momentum out. But at this point, I've hit a stranger. They've gone out. And we're tangled. We're both still going, I reckon, like 30 miles an hour down this hill. And then I crashed into, then there's a few people in our school. I won't obviously name them all, but I crashed into a girl, hit her, then she hit the person in front, and I must have wiped out about 10 people. And that's just because I was trying to show off and go really fast. And I hit a little bit of ice that rocked me, and then I went down. And the worst thing is when I got to about the bottom, I managed to just stand back up and carry on skiing. And I turned around and everyone was just
see like a wake of people, just
like you said, like a ski was javeled like into the ground, legs were in the air. Because
there's a fire somewhere.
There's nothing worse, is there, when you ski and you crash and one ski stays on and another ski's about 10 foot up the mountain. You've got to then walk up. Then you have to take one ski off. You've got to walk, and then you got to get your skis back on, and your feet are covered in snow. As well. And it's steep. You get one ski on, and you start sliding down the fucking mountain.
Yeah,
it's horrendous.
It's not a game for the faint of heart, is it?
It's not, but I feel like the benefits are insane. I've never done anything in my life that's been so rewarding yet so shit scary and feel like I'm gonna die every 4 minutes. I will never forget in Austria, we went to part of the mountain and it was the oldest part of the mountain, and the ski lift was really retro, and they were like, oh, the instructor was like, oh yeah, you're going to love this, like, and was like being like, it's vintage, yeah. And we were like, great.
Cool.
And it literally was made out of wood, and it was a fire. They were throwing coal onto it to keep it fucking moving.
No.
We got about halfway between two mountains. Below us was just all jagged rocks. There was no snow, anything. Stopped. Now, this is quite a common occurrence, isn't it? Skiing. Ski lift will stop because people fall off, not actually from the top, like when they get to go, at the time where you get to come off, people fall over, or when they get to come on, they sometimes fuck it and fall off as well. So the ski lift does stop a few times. which is fine if you're about 10 meters from the ground, I'd say, because if in your
Mm.
mind the first thought is, can I jump from here? That is your
Yeah,
first
yeah.
thought. Second thought is, okay, I probably can't jump, but if I did fall, I'd maybe break a leg, but I'd probably survive. Third thought, shit, I'm gonna die. And I was in the shit, I'm gonna die position because it was all jagged rocks. It was foggy around us. So I couldn't see about 5 lifts in front or 5 behind. It was pretty foggy. I just could see down and I knew it was death. Um, you
Instant.
you'd normally wait what, like sometimes you can wait up to probably about 5 to 7 minutes if it's like
Yeah,
someone's hurt themselves or it's
yeah.
like a lot of people have wiped out, which is fine. You don't really care. And to be honest, if it's a long period of time, they'll do an announcement over the tannoy to say, don't
Mm.
worry, but it won't be long. Austria, first language is in English. We were there for 10 minutes. Something came through on the tannoy in German. I was like, great. No idea what they just
Should have
said.
listened to Frau Weir.
Turned
She
I
told you
turned
genuinely you need it in
around.
your life.
We turned around and shouted to, and I'm sat with a stranger. I don't know who the I don't know who this person is. So I thought, great, I'm gonna die with a stranger. Turn around and shout to the people behind and say, what have they said? And their English wasn't great, but they basically said, don't worry. Like they were like, it is okay, don't worry. We were like, great, not very helpful. And
Mm.
then, I'm here to tell the tale, so obviously we survived. But we got to the top and it was just a technical issue. They just run out of like the coal to throw in to fucking move it around or whatever. Um,
Oh,
but it was horrendous. I was there for like 15 minutes and I was like doing the whole, holy Christ,
pray
please
to
come and
God.
save me. And
Make sure the line doesn't snap.
yeah, and and then got to the top of the mountain and it was the best run of my life, I think. I went the
Really?
fastest I've ever gone and I had the best view I've ever seen, I think, in my life. And I went
See,
from think I'm gonna die to the best run of my life. Like it's a bit
with skiing, I'm not in it for the fast rides. I'm in it for, do you know the country lanes? I can't remember what they're called
oh
now.
yeah, where you kind of just like you use the momentum to keep yourself going, and you can kind of like almost
You don't even have to
isolate
do
with it
that.
as
There was
well.
like one way you just glide. It's incredible, and it's like do you know like those things that you get at the airport?
Like a magic carpet.
Yeah, like a magic carpet all
Yeah,
the way
that's what
down,
it's called.
and it's like a 45-minute run, 30-minute run, and you just like taking in nature. And like that's the bit that I crave. I love.
Lazy
Obviously, you like a
skiing.
little bit of thrill, huh?
Lazy skiing.
Nah, it's the best skiing. It's
No, I get what
absolutely
you
the
mean.
best skiing.
I get what you mean. It's nice to do a nice, easy run where you don't have to fucking think you're gonna
Mm,
kill yourself, and
mm,
you know that if you want to, you can go a little bit fast and it's going to be safe because it's not that steep,
mm.
or you can just take it nice and easy. You can take in all the scenery and it's just great. But you'll always get a dickhead that just goes straight and will take out about 5 people,
Yeah.
and it's
So
horrendous.
like, let's move on from the school life. We both
Yeah,
went to universities.
yeah.
Tell me, how was uni?
I don't remember, mate. It was all blur. What was university? I don't know. Oh God. I mean, it's hard, isn't it? Because I went there with the full intention to be a really good student, get my head down, learn as much as I can. The moment I pulled up in my car, unloaded the stuff into my room, I turned into an animal. My animalistic side came out, and I didn't stop drinking for about the first 18 months.
Yeah. Do you know what? You like anybody that went to uni understands the hair of the dog. It is necessary to keep up, especially
Massively.
during freshers.
But do you not look
Like,
back now? Do you not look back now and think, how the fuck did I do that? Because
how the fuck did I afford that? That's what I didn't get.
firstly that, but secondly, I mean, I haven't really got drunk in about a year thanks to COVID.
Mm,
Haven't really felt the need to either. I've probably drunk about 10 pints over the last year in total, which is pretty mad because I'd probably try and drink 10 pints on a night out prior to that. So I'd say my
no,
yearly
none
intake
of
has
that
been.
no more.
But if I were to get drunk now and wake up the next day and be hungover, there is no way I would drink. Well, maybe if it was like a special occasion, but it's very, very, very rare, and I really wouldn't want to do it. Drink at uni, I would do it day in, day out, probably 4 or 5 times a week, and
Yeah.
happily.
Yeah. Like the things that I used to do at uni was crazy. So I would do like a 12-hour shift. No, was it 12 hours? It was more than that. I would get there at 6 and then leave there about 9. So 6 in the morning, leave at 9 p.m. It'd be an hour drive. I'd get to uni, get ready, pre-drinks, go to a club, go to an after party, and then chill in the morning, like just after like a night of just purely just getting smashed. And the idea, like me and you have been to clubs obviously since uni,
Mm.
and our cutoff point is like 1 p.m. now. Like that, I would used to hate arriving at that time.
And that's like a good night out that we've stayed till 1.
Yeah,
That's like
we're like gonna stay out late tonight. 1
1
p.m.
o'clock.
We're like,
Like,
do you wanna go home?
I think the last time we went out with each other just before lockdown, or actually I think it was during lockdown. I think we went out. Not, it was legal. Like we were allowed to go out drinking.
Oh
I
yeah,
think we
yeah.
went out and then we went to Sam's because I remember we got their menu was restricted. All they had was like the fiery chicken menu, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Whatever I think I had wings or something. I can't remember what I had, but oh my god, I remember I was pretty drunk. I think we left at like 11 o'clock and we had a good night. So that just shows you where we're at now in life. But I remember getting home, sat on my bed, eating that chicken, and my lips tripled in size. I swear to God, and my nose was running, and I just thought,
Mate,
"Oh, something's happening."
I didn't worry about my lips. I worried about my cheeks. That night.
It was awful.
That was, and I remember you text me as well, like, Jackie,
Yeah,
like I've died. I'm like, I've died.
I wanted to make sure it wasn't just me. I wanted to
We
make
were
sure I
just
wasn't
like
being a pussy.
crying
I was
over the
thinking,
phone, like.
Sam's chicken is spicy. I get that. Like we've ate there
Nah, but
enough.
that wasn't natural. That wasn't
No,
natural.
we've ate there enough to
No,
not.
no.
I know the spice there, and it's comfortable. I was eating that. I was thinking they've spiked my food here. They've done something to me. They're
Yeah,
stitching me up here. Like I was waiting for
they're
Michael.
training someone, aren't they?
I was waiting for Michael McIntyre to come in and be like, "Oh, you're on his TV program taking the piss, and I'm going to be on TV because I'm sat there like burning up." I was tears coming down my eyes. I'm sat there like, oh, it was horrendous. But yeah,
It
going
would
back to
nah.
what you said, we now will the going out stage. Even when we just finished uni, I think we'd always go to Ross's and we would pick pre-drink till like midnight, and then we'd go out at midnight ish, midnight, just before the cut-off of when the clubs won't let people in anymore. And we'd get there at
Yeah,
like
that.
1:30, go in, and then we'd stay there till they closed for a couple of hours, and then we'd go back to someone else's house till like 5 a.m. Now we're at Ross's at like 6:30, 7.
Yeah.
Or we might not even do pre-drinks, to be honest. We just go straight to
That
the
might
pub.
just be the drinks. Yeah.
We go to the pub. That's the drinks. We stay there till about 10, 11 o'clock. A little bit pissed. Go home.
Get a
And I'm
taxi.
like,
Bob's your uncle.
good night. Good night.
There's nothing better after a night out than going home to your own bed.
Yeah.
Do you know, like when you're comfortable, you don't have to do that. Do you know when you go to someone's house after you have to do that bullshit and you wake up, hey, how you doing? You get a fucking debrief to tell you how much of a twat you were the night before.
You feel dirty. You haven't had as good night's sleep, and you're not fully like comfortable until you're home and you're like, okay.
Do you know what? Speaking about like sleeping over at people's houses, I remember it was New Year's like 2 years ago, and were you there? We all went back to Rawdon's.
Oh yeah.
That was the coldest night I have ever. I woke up and the door was open in January.
I didn't stay over.
Never have I felt that cold.
I didn't stay over, but I remember we played with this. We were all ridiculously drunk, and we played a game with a cereal box where we had to pick it up with our teeth, and you couldn't touch the floor with your hands. And I remember, I think it was me and Cade and one other person got to like the final, and I kid you not, the cereal box was just flat on the floor like a bit of paper. And we were like doing the splits and like picking up with our tongue. It was mad.
How you guys did that? I remember, my trousers were tight because it was skinny jeans season.
Mate, I'm not that flexible. I was just drunk and I was pushing my body to limits. I woke up the next day, I was in bits.
Bits.
Horrible. horrible for about a month
Mum,
afterwards.
get the duct tape.
Yeah. I needed some TLC after that. Awful.
Bloody hell.
But yeah, I think
We've come a long way since those days.
Yeah.
Remember house parties?
Yeah, we used to be so mad though. We used to do some crazy stuff, and now you'll be lucky if we'd go out and have more than like 2 drinks.
Yeah. 11 o'clock is a good time though, isn't it? And anyone our age telling us that, no, I want to stay out till 4, chatting shit. I want to stay out till 4 now because of lockdown. But I feel like when I'm in this situation, I'm going to be like, do you guys want to go? Or...
I would love a big sesh, but I just think actually when I'm in the zone, I don't think I will. I think now it's more like if I can go out and come home on the same day, I'd be very happy. Because normally I'd go out one night, come home the next day.
With some Sams.
Yeah. It's not, it's changed a lot. We used to go to house parties all the time and just get ridiculously drunk and not come in till like 5 days. I think that the latest I've ever got in is like 1 p.m. the following day. So went out all night, stayed up, carried on partying. It was like 9 a.m. and we were like, shit, well, let's keep going. And then it got to midday and I was like, this is ridiculous. I've been drinking since like 8 p.m. last night. It's now like midday. I need to go home. And it got to like 1 p.m. and I was like, all I've ate is like, when you're drunk, you just eat shit as well. You just eat crisps, snacks, and that's all I'd ate. I hadn't had breakfast, I hadn't had lunch. I was just eating snacks. I was like, I'm not in a good way.
No. But the sleep hits different after a night out there. Different.
Long time.
Long time. Baby buys long time.
But it's crazy. Yeah. We're just it's just life, isn't it?
We're getting old now.
Yeah. Going clubbing
old
isn't as appealing, but it's one of those things, isn't it? And now I think we're kind of at that stage now. It's like going out for dinner. I'd rather get drunk at a meal.
Yeah.
More fun.
And I'll leave you at 8.
Yeah, and just leave and go home and you're in bed. Yeah.
It's crazy how it all goes in. And literally, it's all been in those 10 years. Because I remember going to my first house party at like 14, 15.
Yeah.
And like, I've gone through it. Like, I could only stay out till 12, to going out at 12, to wanting to come back before 12 out of like my own choice.
Yeah.
And like, during that time, like,
it's mad.
It's just mad, like how many changes. Like, I've got a house in that time. I've like done adult things, passed my driving test, got a car, got another car, got like all those other things.
Yeah.
It's just...
It is mad. And I think we have so much we can talk about. And I think we'll bring in some people in future episodes and we can dig into some other bits and pieces and speak to some people about it, because I think there's some great stories to be told that I think a lot of people are going to appreciate. But yeah, I think in the last 10 years, we've gone through quite a lot. I think the ski trips have definitely been a big thing for us because we
big highlight,
created some cool memories from it. But yeah, 10 years has gone very fast, and I can still remember flying to America as if it was yesterday, really. So a bit of a madness in 10 years, and intriguing to see what's going to happen in the next 10 years. Hopefully it won't be just 10 years of lockdown. That would be...
It's shaping up to be that way, but cross fingers and hopefully it won't be.
Yeah. Right. Well, I think we'll wrap this up. I think it's been a little insight for everyone. I don't know if this is going to entertain you lot or not, but hopefully it will. We find it very funny when we talk about the stuff we've been through. So as usual, like, subscribe, comment, please feedback. I know we've been offline for a bit. We're all just very busy at the moment, which may be hard to believe during lockdown, but with our certain jobs, we are very busy at the moment. So yeah, thank you for everyone's support. Keep it going, and we should be posting more regularly again, hopefully. And yeah, thank you for watching. Anything from you,
peace.
No, peace.
That's it. Bye.